Welcome back to Sneaker Impact News. Today, my special guest is Samantha Choy. Samantha is the Marketing and Communications Manager at Students Run Philly Style, a Philadelphia based youth mentorship nonprofit that pairs middle and high school students with volunteer running mentors. Training for major races like the Broad Street Run and Philadelphia Marathon Weekend, SRPS uses running as a tool to build confidence, community, and long term support systems for young people across the city. Samantha oversees storytelling, partnerships, and event communications, helping bring visibility to both the students and the broader running community that supports them. Samantha, welcome and thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. Where are you joining us from today?
I am in our headquarters located in Philadelphia, um, in a closet right now. I've got a busy office today, so had to find
Awesome.
a
Well,
nice quiet spot.
we're grateful for your time and what you're up to. We had a call last month with the stakeholders of Students Run Philly, and it was really cool. So I wanted to have you on the podcast to go deeper. So let's jump right into it. Can you tell us at a high level about Students Run Philly Style?
Yeah, we're a nonprofit, and our mission is to provide youth mentorship to young students in Philadelphia, anywhere from 6th to 12th grade. We do that through running. We pair them up with volunteer run leaders, and they train for long distance runs like the Independence Blue Cross Broad Street Run, that's a 10 miler, and the Philadelphia Marathon. The goal of the program is to complete those long distance races, but what they receive from the program, like the community, the confidence and the resilience to achieve things they've never thought that they could. That's the goal and the mission of our program.
In the hallways of schools across Philadelphia, one uniform stands out.
You ready for the 5K races?
But these aren't your average varsity jackets. These blue shirts and sweaters are worn by students who have run a half or full marathon.
Yeah, it's so much more than running, but running is what makes it all happen. It's like the
Yeah.
glue that.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
so your role is the marketing and communications manager. Can you tell us what you do on a daily basis to help the program?
What do I do on a daily basis? I usually start my day by like looking at what we have on our social media calendar, what we have like planned to post that day. Um, so social media is just like one aspect of my job, and a lot of it is like emailing partnerships, like how you and I have been.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Um,
then you're the communications manager. So are you doing outreach to also the whole Philadelphia community, like news and media?
Yeah, we have a monthly newsletter called the Mentoring Milestones that I started putting together last year that kind of gives our community a look into what we're doing as an organization outside of the races, some of the things that like our staff participates in, like conferences, speaking engagement events, maybe like grants or like awards that we've received as an organization. So that's one way that I reach out to the community. We've been doing a lot of outreach as well for our charity runner program because we just received some bibs for the Berlin Marathon, Dublin. And we really want to get that message out there and let people know that they could run a world major with Students Run.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we're going to jump into the numbers in a little bit, into how many students you serve, how many mentors. The numbers are mind blowing. And then even later on, we're going to jump into the sneaker impact recycling data that I just pulled today. And we were talking about it before the podcast. And it's tremendous. 2 years of tremendous, 2.5 years, or about 2 years. And so before we go into that story, that part of the story, I want to ask you about your evolution and your youth. Where did you grow up, and how did that impact your life today? And how did you get into sustainability?
Yeah, I grew up in the suburbs outside of Philadelphia. Um, And I went to a high school, about 300 kids per class. I wasn't a very like social student. I was very shy. Um, did not enjoy gym class at all, and so I don't know. I feel like I kind of grew up going through middle school and high school feeling like I had this chip on my shoulder. But then I went to Temple University, which is in downtown North Philadelphia. Um, and I've kind of been in the city ever since. I've was able to find a community there, um, build like long lasting friendships at Temple. And I feel like that kind of brought me out of my shell a little bit. And so, I've always like wanted my work to contribute to something like better, contribute to making the world a better place. And
Did you go to college for marketing and communications?
I went to I went to Temple for advertising. So I really I wanted to go to art school, but I don't think that I quite had the like artistic skills to like actually go through art school. So I
I
went to
totally
advert.
hear you. And you and I
Yeah,
both are in the sustainability worlds and in the social good
right.
world,
Yeah.
and the
Well,
environmental
actually, when
world.
I applied to Temple, I like didn't know where to apply because like I'm definitely not applying to Tyler School of Art. So I applied to their media school and I applied as a media arts major. I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it has media, it has arts. What I wanted to be was a graphic designer. Um, but I went for advertising and I pursued their art direction track in advertising, which in my mind I feel like kind of gave me some of the art classes that I might take, like learning how to use Illustrator, Photoshop, and all of that. And so after college, I held a few in-house marketing jobs as a graphic designer,
Hmm.
very like corporate organizations. And then it wasn't until I got laid off at this architecture and engineering firm. And I was like, I don't, it's like, I knew I wanted to do something different. I knew I wanted my work to like be impactful. And at the time, I was like getting into running. I was doing a lot of photography. I was volunteering with Girls on the Run. And so I was doing all of these things outside of work that I was very passionate about. And I was like, I would love for my next role to be that. But I had no idea. I had no idea like what could possibly like combine all of these things into one. Um, and then so I saw Students Run was hiring for an AmeriCorps Vista for development and fundraising. And I was like, I have
Hmm.
never worked for a nonprofit. I have no idea what development and fundraising is, but I
Hmm.
went for it anyway.
Wow.
It's like this is just like
Yeah.
a step in a direction. And so I took it, and I feel like it was pretty serendipitous that they were hiring for a marketing manager role. And I ended up applying for it. And here I am today. And it really is all of those things that I love in one, like the running, the working with like
It's amazing.
young kids.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
Yeah.
tremendous impact you guys are making. We were talking about it, and we're going to get into the touch points, but like it's impossible to put a number on or just value on the service that Students Run Philly style is providing to the community of Philadelphia and to developing generations of people, kids that are learning these great skills through running and through this mentorship program. So let's jump into it. Can we talk about the history, achievements, and growth? When did Students Run Philly start? How long has it been operating? How big of a team are you guys? The community you serve, you know, some of the
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah. Students Run Philly Style started in 2004. And I think we were started off based off of our like sister organization in Los Angeles, Students Run LA. So yeah, we started here in 2004. So I think we're just beginning our 22nd year, which is wild to think that we're already in 2026. But today, where we stand is we serve over 1,500 students a year. We have over 400 volunteer running mentors, a lot who are teachers, which is
Wow.
incredible that they have
And
their day
also,
job and then they also are working on this, working our
wow,
program
that's such a
for
cool.
school.
I didn't realize that there's a lot of teachers actually in the
Yeah,
mentoring
yeah,
space. Over 400 running mentors on an annual basis.
yeah.
Wow,
It works. I
1,500
think
kids.
yeah. It's because, well, a lot of the running practices that the teams will have, ideally, they want to meet at the school after school hours. And it is like difficult to, find volunteers that can like make that time work.
That time, yeah. So the
Yeah,
proximity of the teachers is just a
yeah,
natural. Makes sense.
yeah,
I'm a high school running coach. I'm the cross country coach for middle and high school kids, so that I go out there to do that. But if the teachers are there, they actually have a lot of teachers being at the coaches too.
yeah.
But that's so cool. I had a question about, um, yeah, like how else do people get involved besides being a mentor?
Um, well, one way that I was mentioning earlier is through our charity runner program. Um, so we have like three major races throughout the year. We have the Independence Blue Cross Broad Street Run in May, the Philadelphia Distance Run in September, which we're co-owners of, and then Philadelphia Marathon Weekend. Those are the like three main races, and we have charity runner bibs available where people in the community, supporters, can choose to fundraise for our program, and then guarantee themselves a bib. And then that comes with some perks as well, like student run swag, um, easy packet pickup. They don't have to like wait in these tremendously long lines for their packet. And then yeah, so that's one way. We really try to, with our charity runner program, like really foster the relationships that are the people that are coming in. Like we don't want them to just fundraise for us once and then go. We really want to make sure that they're like feeling a part of this program.
I
So
love
that's
that.
one way.
And those are big
Um,
races, right? I've never done Broad Street, but I've heard of it. But beyond that, the Philadelphia Marathon is a premier event, and that is in the spring. So it sounds like, and that's like a 20,000 person race. These are like 10 to 20,000 person races, right? That are big, the
um,
big premier events in Philadelphia. So
I feel like Broad Street Run is seeing numbers like pre-pandemic times. So they're
is
getting
that an
back up
even
to like
bigger one? What's that distance?
40,000. Broad Street
30,000.
Run is 10
Oh,
miles, and I'm
wow.
pretty sure there's like 30, 40,000 runners
Oh, okay.
for
I had no idea. I was guessing
like
on Broad
even
Street. I've heard
bigger.
of it. It's one
Yeah,
that you hear
yeah.
about nationally, like Broad Street.
Oh,
So,
you should definitely come to Philly for the Broad
yeah,
Street Run. Yeah.
100%.
It
Yeah,
almost
that makes sense. When is
notoriously
that one? What time of year?
that's always the first Sunday in May. It's almost
In
like
May.
the
Okay.
thing where it rains every Broad Street, but like that's part of the experience.
And when is the marathon weekend again?
Marathon weekend is usually around November, like the third weekend in November.
Third weekend in
So
November.
November,
And then
yeah.
the distance, the Philadelphia distance is, what was the third part of it? Philadelphia distance
The Philadelphia Distance Run, that's in
run,
September. Yeah,
like
yeah,
the
like so
first weekend of
September.
September. Like, yeah.
September, actually, also very similarly, that the third weekend in September.
And that's a
So
half marathon, correct?
there's a 5K and a half marathon.
5K and a
Yeah,
half. And then Broad Street is that 10K?
just a 10
Sorry.
miler.
10
10
miler.
miler.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. So there's a little bit
yeah.
of something for everyone. So, and there are kids that are 6th to 12th grade that do the marathon,
Um, I
or do they
believe in
mainly
the
stick to the half?
program, there's like an age cutoff, certainly. And I don't think like
That's right.
anyone under 13 can like run.
Oh, that's generous
Like,
though. Some
yeah,
cities they say 18 because in Miami they used to allow younger kids and now it's like with the signature of a parent maybe. I mean, that's a whole nother topic, but in general, are most of the kids choosing to do the half marathon or is there a distance that you find they like? Does it depend on the age? Like I know with 1500
yeah,
kids annually doing this, you probably have kids doing everything, but there's
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
like a high percentage doing something and I'm curious what you
I would
found out.
say I would say because of age and our 8K is the 8K. So marathon weekend is an 8K half marathon and a full.
Hmm.
So our
And the
biggest
8K is
race,
5 miles. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, our biggest race is the 8K. We had
Hmm.
745 runners this year.
Oh, wow.
Um,
Well, that makes
yeah,
sense. Yeah. Cause like a middle schooler would see 5 miles as a great distance challenge. Like they
yeah,
might think
yeah.
13 is intimidating, but then when they're in high school, 13 might be more exciting.
Which is like
13.1.
which is
Yeah.
incredible to think about because I
Yeah.
didn't the longest I had ever ran up until 2019 was 5 miles. I didn't run 5 miles
Yeah.
like until 6 years ago, and they're doing it when they're like
It's such a
13, like
big
in middle
goal
school.
for them. It really probably brings out like, can you tell everyone like what you see in the kids in their development and even in the mentors like what are these characteristics of that you're noticing improving with this program
Um,
like in
I
their daily
mean,
life and their their behavior
well,
their
yeah,
attendance at school their everything probably their relationship with their families is improving all through physical fitness and mentoring I mean right and
yeah, yeah.
as a high school coach I see that.
Right. We have our students fill out like surveys at the beginning and end of every season to kind of help us measure some of the like social health and like goal
Mm,
setting that our students gain over the course of a season. Um, and about 50% of the students say that they've like increased multiple coping strategies through our program. Almost 90% of the students say that they like have the skills they need to lead an active lifestyle beyond our program. Um, it helps our students um, set goals and maintain
mm-hmm.
their goals.
Probably structure their time management as a runner
Time
you have to
management, yeah, time management is
acad-
huge for
time
sure.
management's huge because this is a pressure on their daily schedule.
Yeah,
Discipline and focus,
discipline and like and confidence as well because we
confidence.
think
I was
so.
thinking confidence about a minute ago. You providing this structure, but this beautiful sport to them. But it's more than a sport. It's a lifestyle. It's a
Yeah,
way of looking at the world. It's a mentality, But anyone can join regardless of their background. And
yeah,
then is there's no cost and you offer it to all the schools in Philadelphia, right? And then you get a wide range of kids from all over Philadelphia that would normally never hang out together, you said, right? So I thought that was very
yeah,
powerful too. And they see each other.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to speak on
Um,
that?
oh, sure, yeah. So we're in about like just under like 60 different schools. Most of our teams are like school based, like at schools. But let's say like if your high school does not have a team, you can be a part of a team that is like close to maybe close to where you live or close to where you go to school. So you
So there are
don't
teams within Students Run Philly,
yes, yes.
and it's
Yeah.
not done by schools. You join a team. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so I mean, the teams are like started by our volunteer mentors, and because most of those volunteer mentors are teachers, it happens that like a lot of our teams are at schools, but it
So
doesn't
can you give
have
us
to
an
be.
example of like a team that you know of?
Yeah, like we have the Northeast High School, so that we call that team Northeast. But we have another team called the Attic Youth Center, and that is not a school.
Hmm.
That's a
An
center
organization.
for LGBTQIA youth, and
Hmm.
we have a running mentor there that works there, and so they created a team there. So it doesn't have
Okay.
to be at a school, but most of them are.
organizations, schools, clubs.
Yeah, yeah,
But you can join any organization then, or do you have to? I mean, any group like, or you said it was mixing up on the start lines, but are you also mixing up in the journey there from different backgrounds and different neighborhoods, different schools? I found that story really compelling. How, because
yeah,
there's different parts of Philadelphia that are like more, you know, that are lower income and higher
yeah.
income, and they don't normally hang out.
Right. I think most, yeah, I would say like on race day, especially marathon weekend, um, is where all of these teams come together for the first time. Most of these teams are training in their own neighborhoods,
Mm.
with their
Okay.
teams, their mentors, but like
Oh, I see.
race,
So it's based on
yeah,
geographic region. So if you live in one part, that's your team. And then you see everyone else on the race weekend. Okay.
yeah, yeah. But
Got
some
it.
teams, um, like in Philadelphia, the Schuylkill River Trail is a very popular running route.
Okay.
So some teams will like travel to, run that route, especially on weekends, because teams typically practice 3 times a week, twice during the weekday and once and their long run on the weekends. So on the weekends is where teams can kind of um, get out of their neighborhoods. But
Okay.
during the week after school, it just is like more convenient to typically meet.
So 3 times a week. And
Yeah.
then they train for how many weeks is the program?
Um, I think it's like 12
Oh,
weeks.
okay.
I might
A
not
lot of
be.
training plans are 16 to 20. So makes sense though for a
Yeah.
kid. Maybe
I
it's
could be.
shortened.
I might
That would
be.
be
I might
three
be.
months.
Yeah.
No, it's
Well,
okay.
let's see. For instance,
There's a build up. 3 months is not bad for a 5 miler. You don't need 6 months for a 5 miler.
right. We have two different models. We have our
Mm.
school year model, which starts in September, and the school year model, their big race is the marathon. So they're training from September to November.
Okay.
That's the school
A
year model.
year.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
actually, no, wait. September to November. So a few months there.
Oh, that's
But
two
then
months. Okay.
but then there's the marathon model, and they train for the marathon. I think I might be getting this a little mixed up.
That's okay. No, and the
Yeah,
details aren't that important. I mean, actually,
yeah,
I have some
yeah.
really. No, don't worry, Samantha. We'll look more, and I'm just. It was just so powerful the meeting we had last month. We're going to jump into those numbers in a minute, but what, you know, what type of achievements has the organization had and been recognized in the community? That was one of my questions. Do you have any
Um,
achievements you want to feature, or just like milestones? Um, Along the way. Also, how big is the organization in terms of staff and the roles? You have the volunteers, but then you also have a staff that runs the organization. Can you tell us a little bit more about your team?
yeah, our staff is about 9 people, so it's a small team, and our job is to support all the running leaders that are supporting our students, um,
Hmm.
and making the like behind the scenes things happen, getting students to and from the races and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
And you guys have a big operating budget, I remember too, and it's grown, I'm sure, over the years. I'm sure you guys started very modest, and it's still modest compared to a lot of these giant nonprofits out there. But you guys are doing amazing work with 1,500 kids. This is a multi-million-dollar per year operating budget, I'm assuming.
I think just above
Yeah,
a million,
that's what
I
I remember
believe.
from the
Yeah,
call. It
yeah,
was it
yeah,
was it was in the mill. I believe it was like 1.5 million. It doesn't really matter the number exactly. It's always changing because that's how life is.
yeah.
And that's when we get into the numbers, you're going to see the growth. But what type of specific challenges have you faced in your role there, or has the organization faced? Are there any specific challenges? Is there any general challenges in the model or in the engagement with the community, or has it been so well received that there's been really no challenges, just opportunities for growth?
Um,
Like in terms of funding, I mean, in terms of volunteers, you guys are doing really well, it looks like. Has there been
yeah.
challenges? Or have you
Uh,
just, seen it just take off?
One thing that we always say on our team, for our development team, is that the program is a very easy one to sell. We are getting kids into running, an active lifestyle. So, but that part, it's not
You're
hard to like,
providing basically also like care for them, right?
yeah, yeah, and
It's
completely
an
free to
after
the
school
student.
program, a free after school program for
Yeah,
that gets them moving,
yeah.
tires them
Um,
out.
but yeah, like we are growing a lot each year, and so I think that there are a lot of like opportunities, for our program to adapt, to be able to like handle all of this, like
Keep up with the
all this.
growth. That's a challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
And just managing 1,500 kids is a challenge. But I'm sure you guys have you guys have. I met. Let's give a shout out to. I'm sorry. What's your colleague's name that was on the call that I'm drawing a blank right now.
Danny?
Danny. Yeah,
Yeah.
Danny. Shout out to Danny. He's Danny Burke, right?
Yes, Danny
Danny
Burke.
Burke. Yeah. See, I've got that photograph. We've traded a lot of emails over the last 2 years, and with Ross. And then I wanted to jump in. Danny's been helping so much, and so thank you, Danny. And Samantha, you and I have been corresponding for a couple of months, and love the work you're doing. Can we jump into the section about Philadelphia Runner? How did you guys get involved with them?
Um, well, Philadelphia Runner, I think like they opened their doors around the same time that Students Run Philly Style started. So
Okay.
yeah, we've
And they have
just like,
5 stores, I believe, in Philadelphia, 5 run specialty stores,
I believe
four
either
to five.
5 or 4. Yeah, yeah.
It's yeah. Again, we have, but that's incredible. So it started about the same time, and Ross Martinson is the owner. I met him a couple of years ago. He's an incredible guy, and he said from the very beginning of the partnership, Brian, send all of the the collection efforts. They raise funds through that, and all
Yeah,
of the money goes to Students Run Philly from the very beginning, from day one. He
yeah.
said, "I want to restart my yeah."
Ross is
It was
great. One of our, biggest supporters.
shout out to Ross and
Liz Pagonis.
Liz
Yeah,
Pagonis. Liz
yeah,
Pagonis.
yeah.
Liz and I, every single month, they update their website every single month on their recycling numbers on a monthly
That's
basis
cool.
for two
And they
years.
get
Every
so
month,
many
they haven't missed a
boxes.
month. I
I don't
give
think
them the
I,
exact numbers.
yeah,
I mean, it's incredible just how involved they are. That's what I
yeah,
found. We have a couple other organizations that involved on a monthly basis, but they have not missed a month. They update the website
wow.
has a really nice page about the partnership, and then
Hmm.
it talks about Students Run Philly Style, and that's where the main collection's happening. But it's also happening at the races. And then does it
Yes.
happen at the schools or at the meetups, or is it more just like? Can you tell us a little bit about the Philadelphia Runner and Sneaker Impact before I jump into the data?
Yeah. Well, I'll say I didn't even quite realize just how many boxes Philadelphia Runner was like sending out monthly. And so that was really cool to see those stats. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, race expos are a very big one. Um, but Sneaker Impact has, like allowed us to, um, make partnerships with small businesses in Philly, and like corporate companies as well, like our corporate partners. We try to do some outreach. Um, we try to do some outreach to some of our partners, encourage them. It's like, hey, here is a pretty easy lift for you. We can give you boxes, we can give you marketing materials. And so we send that off to our partners, to host their own their shoe recycling drive in their own communities. Um, so
Awesome. Yeah, sorry, I
it,
had to. There was a
no
little
worries.
noise in the background, so I had to shut a door.
Oh,
But
no worries.
that's so cool. So Philadelphia Runner has been a huge supporter. And do you want to jump in that data, or should we talk about anything else first?
Sure. We can jump into those numbers.
Yeah, from last month, but I updated them just today. And so the partnership began in May of 2024. So not even 2 years yet, right? We're coming up
Mhm.
on 2 years, but a little
Yeah.
less than 2 years of total boxes received. This is for all the efforts from the marathons to the um, stores, 442 boxes. The total number of shoes recycled, 11,247. So over 11,000. That is 71% good sneakers. So 8,000 of those total, 8,000 good sneakers that are running shoes that will get a second life in places like Haiti, Dominican Republic, Honduras, Guatemala, Chile, South Central America, mainly Hispaniola, but all over the world. We go to 20 plus countries. Those shoes will live a second life. They will also provide economic opportunities in developing communities for people to repair them, clean them, and resell them in overseas. So everything leaves the U.S. and it goes to small business partners in developing communities around the world. And these shoes, those 8,000 good sneakers, are ones that will 100% get a second life and maybe a third life. And a lot of them don't even need repair or cleaning. Some are in great condition and some have 1,000 miles on them and still will live a second life because they're living a life in somewhere, where it doesn't have to be for a runner in New York City or Philadelphia. Sorry. And, it's not for concrete. It could be for someone that's working on a farm. It could be for someone going to school. It could be for someone who needs it to walk to their job. It could be for someone that needs it for daily living to prevent a footborne illness. And 25% of children in the world don't have proper footwear. And 75% of the world depends on the secondhand market. Now, out of those 11,247 sneakers recycled, 10% about were casual mixed. So those would be non-running shoes that can live a second life. And that's about 1,100. And then end of life, 2,200, which makes up 19%. A little bit of a high range there. We usually see about 10%, but the total number reflects that you will have a higher number of end of life. The end of life goes into our grinding program to make sandals and yoga mats and flooring and surfaces for parks. And we're currently producing sandals starting this year that we will get into the Philadelphia community that are post-consumer recycled foam, as well as other building materials we're working on. We have yoga mats in the other room. These are bricks, but we're doing a lot of flooring, a lot of surfaces. We don't really do it all the time, but what we're going to do is get into the footwear, the circularity of creating footwear from end-of-life footwear, yoga mats as well. But the bottom line is it's been a huge amount of recycling, and the total pounds diverted from the landfill is 15,000, about 14,740. So all time, you guys have diverted 15,000 pounds of footwear, and you have prevented carbon emissions saved of 113,000 kilograms of CO2 emissions saved, estimated, which is 113.63 tons of carbon emissions saved. 113 tons. I mean, that's an astronomical number per shoe. It's about 14.5 kilograms for a total of 113,630 kilograms. Again, these are measuring it in tons now. Average yield per box of 26 pairs of shoes, but you'll see 30 to 35. Store by store totals, Center City is dominating with 310 boxes all time. Center City, as we talked about, is the one in the downtown, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So they've sent us, 310 boxes, which is 70%. Main Street and UC, University City, have sent us each 75 boxes and 57 boxes, respectively. Year summary, in 2024, we received 144 total boxes. In 2025, 287. So that's a year over year growth of a 100%. And there was a little more time in 2025 too, but the growth was transparent. I saw it on my end that Philadelphia Runner and Students Run Philly Style is one of our top partners in the U.S., a top three partner for sure in the running industry. Which says a lot because we're also in mega spots like New York City, Chicago, and LA. But 2026, we've received 10 boxes already, 230 pairs, 302 pounds through January 13th today. So it's been a tremendous program. Again, 442 boxes, and each box is big. Each box will hold 35 pairs, and that's a total of 11,000 plus pairs of shoes that are getting recycled. So that's just one part of the Students Run Philly. But how do you see that data, and how do the kids see it? And are they really excited about recycling? And do you tell them a little bit about the story?
We've actually had a couple of our senior students who are aware of our shoe recycling program and have like done a shoe recycling, host their own shoe recycling drive as their senior project. And so seeing these numbers and the growth that you've shown is tells me that like the awareness is really getting out
Increasing.
there.
Do you see the boxes like at the race? I'm sure. And well, we'd love to get them to any spot, any of the schools that want them. We have a school program, so we can talk offline about that if we want to go even deeper in terms of like
Yeah,
getting some of the schools and teams and some of the captains. We can get them some gear, some shirts. You see, we have a lot
that'd
of
be
these
awesome.
Adidas shirts that we give out to runners at expos. And I've never been to an expo yet in Philly for Sneaker Impact, but we travel the U.S. to help support races. So I'm definitely going to come up and I'm so excited because I think Philadelphia is just one of those places that is so magical. You know, I live in Miami
Yeah,
and I think it's magical here, but Philadelphia, I love the history, I love the vibe. I've had some great experiences there, and I'm excited to come back. So, a
yeah.
couple of
We
my
have
friends are from there. Yeah,
a very
sorry.
vibrant running community.
Yeah, yeah. I have a
Very
friend
supportive.
from Philadelphia. One of my best friends moved here from there 2 or 3 years ago, and she knows about Students Run Philly, and she said it's an incredible organization in the community that is so like inspirational, which is what
Oh,
today is all about, is sharing that story. So I told her I'm interviewing you today, and she's so excited to hear this, the story told, and we're excited to share
oh.
it. Um, yeah, and I know last month you do like a monthly call, which is like the champions and is that every month that Students Run Philly has a call?
So that was actually one of our corporate partners,
Okay.
Aberdeen. Um, so they
Oh,
had
you were the
recently,
featured that month.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, we both were, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, we share.
Yeah. So that is just like one example of how like Sneaker Impact has allowed like us to create touch points like with our local community and with these corporate partners and like fundraising development. Like all this is about like relationship building and like Sneaker Impact, like you are allowing us to do that. So this was a partner who um hosts their own shoe drives. Like we'll give them the Sneaker Impact boxes, we'll give them marketing materials, and they'll host their own shoe drive in their corporate office. And so
Oh wow.
they wanted to use Sneaker Impact Students Run Philly style as part of their um, monthly
And this is
environmental
Aberdeen, and
call.
that's so cool that they got behind students. So they're one of your
Yeah.
partners. And do you have some other? Do
Yes.
you have any other partners you want to give a shout out to?
Oh my gosh, not everyone's blanking. Well, I will say
Think of.
we have F45. That's a gym down
Yep, I
here.
know F40. Yep, we work with some F45s.
Yeah, yeah. So I used to lead um, November Project Philadelphia, which I don't know if you've
Okay,
heard of
yeah,
it.
I've heard of November Project. Yeah, yep, I know who
Yeah,
they are.
I was a co-leader there for 2 years, and that's how I met the current like manager at the F45 in
Okay.
Center City. His name's Vinny. He is incredible. He's one of our great supporters. So enthusiastic. So I do want to give a shout out to him because like that is a relationship that we've been able to build. They get so many shoes that come through.
Mm.
Um, and then like
So
to help.
F45, which one is that? Because I want to keep an eye. I got my notebook here. I want to send them a special package. Thanking them.
Yeah, F45 Center City.
Center City. Okay, and it's
Yeah,
Vinny.
yeah. Yes, Vinny.
Incredible. Um,
Yeah.
Great. So, any other partners that you want to shout out? I know there must be a lot, from the schools
Oh
to
my
the
gosh.
amazing mentors to your team. Um,
Yeah, I will say the Philadelphia Gymnastics Center. They are located in outside of the city in the suburb Conshohocken. They usually host a shoe drive once or twice a year, and they started a week ago, and they had like 4 full trash bags, and so
wow.
they've been doing a great job. So
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Um, well, we have a couple minutes left. I want to move through a couple quick topics. Um, Upcoming events and calendar, like now that the new year has started, what's going on in the program, and are there any needs to get more people involved? And that's the next section too, is how to get involved.
Yeah. Um, well, quarter one is pretty quiet. But we do towards like March and April, we're being the prep for the Broad Street Run, and that is in May. That is our first
Mm,
like really big race of the year, so that's coming up.
mhm.
And like for me and my team, what focusing on bringing in charity runners is
Mm,
going to be a big focus for us, which was I was mentioning earlier is one way people can really get involved and like support our
wow.
organization.
How
Yeah.
do runners get involved then through charity? Would they go on your website or Instagram, or what's the easy way to get involved?
Our website, there is a tab. There's like a support tab, and under there is our charity runner tab, and then you can see all the races that we have charity runner bibs available
Mm,
for. So we have, I mentioned earlier, we have Berlin, which is our first time being having charity bibs for Berlin and an international race for that
that's a big
matter.
deal. Yeah, I've done that one.
Yeah,
I've gone there twice. I love it.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's incredible. We
that's
have
a
three
world
bibs
class.
available.
It's like the
Seriously,
experience of a lifetime. Going to Europe and
yeah,
running.
and to have someone fundraising for Students Run and having that
Yeah.
reach in Berlin is really cool.
Wow.
Um, we have 10 bibs for the Dublin Marathon. Um, New York
Very cool.
Marathon, TBD how many bibs we'll have. But
Well, if you
that's,
need
yeah,
any
like our,
help, they are partners with Sneaker Impact. Shout out to New York Road Runners.
oh, yeah, yeah,
I would love to even be a bigger partner of Philadelphia's.
yeah. It'd be really cool to like have your team down here for the Philadelphia Marathon. Like
Yeah,
we
let's do it.
do collection drives during the expo. And so we will have your boxes out there on the floor so people are seeing it.
Awesome. So next
So yeah,
November, I'll put it on the calendar. November.
yeah,
I've
I would love
always
that.
Cool. So people can get involved by going on your website and going to the support page,
Yes,
support tab,
yes.
and then can they
Yeah.
send you a message on how else can they follow you guys? Can you give out your
Yeah.
socials or
We're on
where you?
Instagram as well. Students Run PHL is our Instagram handle.
Okay,
LinkedIn, Facebook. We have a TikTok. It's like still figuring out how to use TikTok, but we do have one.
cool. Yeah, I know how important all the media is. Like YouTube is we're something we're new on, and Spotify. Now you'll be on Spotify too. You can say now because this interview will be out there
Yeah.
on YouTube and Spotify. That's incredible. So we'll put all that in the description. But Students Run PHL is your
Yes.
Instagram. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Because I
Instagram.
want everyone to follow you, and I've been following you guys, and so cool the partnership. Again, shout out to the whole team at Students Run Philly Style and Philadelphia Runner because this is a big collaboration between the three of
Yeah.
us. And I don't know if it's appropriate for me to say, but in less than 2 years, I believe it's raised over $20,000 in funds, but
Wow.
I don't have the
That's
exact
incredible.
number. But based on the amount of shoes collected, I have an idea. I think we talked
Yeah.
about it last month. The number doesn't matter. Again, it's like identifying how many clouds are in the sky or
Right.
birds are in the or fish are in the ocean. It's like it's always growing because the program is growing and it's delivering back value because these
Yeah.
shoes are getting creating economic value out of them. They would normally go to the landfill, and that's
Mhm.
another startling statistic is only 13% of shoes are recycled every year in the US according to recent
Wow.
Google statistics. So 87% of footwear in the US period goes in the landfill or ocean or bodies or in the places they shouldn't go. And they need to get a second life ideally. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't get full use. So it's a really valuable program. I mean, I'm saying that as like the chief educator for the company. Of course, I think it's valuable and I've seen it change lives. And I know you have too with what your program is doing. So
Yeah.
and I just think that people need to know too that there is a donation going to that Ross and this
Yeah.
and the Philadelphia Runner team said we are giving this all to students. And I didn't know who you guys were when he said that, and then I looked you guys up, and then I met a friend from Philadelphia, one of my best friends, and so I just kept
Mhm.
hearing about you guys, and then we finally got to know each other better in the last year, and now we're working
Yeah.
closer than ever. So I'm really excited. We
I'm
invite you
really
to come down and see the facility in Miami. We have an open door for our partners. You just let us know when you're in Miami, and we'll take good care of you.
Yeah, might just have to come down there just for that. I don't really find
So
myself in Florida very often, so
if you ever see down here, you seeing is believing, and
yeah.
it's a picture can only describe so much as when you see the Haitian community we work with here that is helping to repair the shoes in house from Little Haiti, and it's just incredible the good that it's doing in the world
Yeah.
environmentally and socially is powerful. Just like Students Run Philly, the growth has been tremendous for us in the last 5 years, and people are really getting involved. So we're trying to change that number, but that's 13% versus 87. That's like our only competition is the landfill. That's what we from day
Mm,
one have said. There's other
yeah.
organizations, many organizations doing amazing work similar to ours. I have a quick section for you before we wrap up. What is your favorite running shoe and running route in Philadelphia?
I would say my favorite running shoe would be the Brooks Glycerin. I remember I was like going through a long running rut, and then I got this pair of shoes and I tried it on and I was like, wow, like this feels really good. It kind of like made me fall back in love with running again. Just like the feeling of like being on my feet and moving. So
A lot of cushioning. I know that shoe. Yeah, they have a
yeah,
Max one too, like Brooks
yeah,
Glycerin Max. Even yeah, that's an amazing shoe. I love
yes. That
Brooks.
will always hold a special place in my heart, like for that reason. And favorite running route, I am like a very simple, like out and back kind of person. I live
Hmm.
very close to the Delaware River Trail here in
Mm,
Philly.
okay.
Like a
Is that
5 minute.
down? Is that in the area where they have like a lot of the museums and the historic stuff,
No,
or is
that's
that
actually more east of the
east?
city, like where the
You're
Benjamin
east.
Franklin Bridge is. The bridge
So
is
you're east of the city,
yeah,
not
yeah.
so much
I'm
by the
east
art.
and very far south.
East and south. Okay, and
So
you like that
yeah.
route over there by your home on the Delaware?
I
It's like
do like it. There are
scenic.
less trees. Like right across the city is the Schuylkill River Trail. A lot more
Hmm.
trees there, a lot more beautiful, but so many more runners and bikers. So I like my side of the city.
You like to run by yourself, or do you like to run with
Oh
friends, or
yeah.
is it flexible?
I'm a solo runner. Um I'm also like a back of the pack runner, so I'm like just like let me be back here. Let me be quiet. I don't talk on my run, so
It's a
yeah.
meditative time for you and a time of for you. Yeah,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
people are social runners. I do a little bit of both. I mainly run by myself, but I also run with groups and friends once in a while. And there's a purpose for
Yeah.
both. There's times I want to just run by myself and just
Yeah.
have that time. How about
Sometimes, yeah.
do you have a favorite quote or book or speaker, like someone that's changed your life that you, or something on a regular basis that gives you the drive to keep doing what you're doing in the world? Amazing, good.
Mm. I think one it's very simple. I used to have this I lost it, but it was this like little like metal like pin I could like clip to my watch, and it just says I get to do this. And that is just
Mm, I
a
love that
nice,
one.
very simple
Yeah.
reminder that it's like a privilege that I get to be able to run every day where I get to run. Yeah. Just, like,
Gratitude.
trying to, like, shift my
Yeah.
mentality toward running is like, oh, I gotta get this
That
long
is a
run in."
very huge thing to say, to yourself, because
Yeah,
I've heard it several times over the years, is like from powerful people that have changed my
yeah,
life, is like, you don't have to do this. Oh, I have to go to work. You get to go to work. You get to
yeah,
run. You get to do the things you do in the world. These are all opportunities that other people might not have, or that, life is short, and life is precious. So don't look at it as, don't count the days, make the days count. I
I
think
love that.
that's Muhammad Ali. I see we have that quote downstairs. Um, so, but do you have a favorite Philadelphia hotspot? Because I got a couple more favorites.
Oh my gosh, Philadelphia hotspot. Like, food?
Yeah,
Restaurants?
or a place that you go. Just what's one of your favorite things in Philadelphia?
Oh my gosh. Now I'm like, do I ever get out of the city?
Okay, maybe it's your home. Are you a homebody? Cat?
I'm
Are you doing cats or
definitely a
dogs?
homebody. I have a cat. His name's
Oh, me too.
Mozzarella. Oh,
Mozzarella.
really? Yeah.
Amazing. Tell me about mozzarella.
Oh, he is the light of my life. He's just like this adorable little menace. He's 3 years old, and
Oh
he's
my
like
God,
obsessed with me, and it's my favorite thing.
mozzarella. So we have to flash a
Yeah.
photo of mozzarella up for everyone at home right
Oh,
now. So
say no more. Say no more.
I
So
have
I
two
do
cats.
love yeah.
I have a black cat, a boy that's 5, and then I have a tortie that's a girl and she's 6. I adopted them both,
Oh
so
my
they're
god, they sound so
they're my
cute.
children. Yeah, but so mozzarella must just be really great to hang around with and after work. So
Oh, he's
And
so
just
fun. I do
3-year-old,
love my
yes.
city. Yeah. I
What's
do
he?
love my city.
Yeah.
I have been on a big like walking streak. So
Okay.
I just I love walking to work. I love walking wherever I need to go. So like the whole city is kind of my hot spot, I guess. I'm just
Yeah.
walking everywhere. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite SRP memory?
Favorite SRPS memory. My goodness. I think like for me, I might have to say like we host an annual fundraiser every year, Extra Mile, and that's got to be my favorite memory because of how it like really brings together the entire community, not just like our running leaders, but it brings our students in the room. It brings just like supporters of Students Run Philly Style um, in the room, the running community, and it's just like really nice to see it all in one place. And we usually have a student speaker, and so it's I love that people get to like see kind of our program in action and hear it like directly
Mhm.
from one of our students.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
That's so that's on an annual basis. You guys do that too. Um,
yeah, yeah.
it's a
Every September, the Friday before Philadelphia Distance Run, but you should also come down for that too.
Okay. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
have. I've done it twice, but never with. I'm actually going to do a race in the future. I'm committing to doing a race for Students Run Philly and fundraising. So
Oh,
I've
I
done
love
about
that.
51 marathons in my life, 5-1, and
Wow.
I'm doing Boston in a couple months. But
Congrats.
I used to do more, but I've had a foot injury. But I'm coming back, and I will run for Students Run Philly to raise awareness and raise just help the cause and to just
That
be
would be
involved, be part
incredible.
of the team. Yeah, and I can choose
Yeah.
a Philadelphia race maybe too because I haven't been to Philadelphia, so maybe I could do that.
Yeah, the
But
Broad Street.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time. I think I said that a couple of
Yeah.
times. You have a 3:15 appointment. But what is a closing thought, Samantha, that you'd like to share with the Sneaker Impact community about yourself and Students Run Philly and just the conversation today to send us home?
Yeah. I mean, I would just say that I would want to give a shout out to our students and just how incredibly strong they are to be in middle school, high school, running races like a 10 miler, um, a half marathon, a full marathon, and then they like go back to school on Monday like nothing. Like they are the most like modest runners I've ever met. And yeah,
So those
I'm
kids are the
extremely
kids are so inspirational. I bet I see it as
yeah,
a high school
yeah,
coach too. Their
yeah,
development, their confidence and maturity that they gain through this program is tremendous, and the value it's delivering to the community and the amounts of lives it's changing in ways that we
yeah,
can't even measure. There's no way to measure it all. It's impossible. It's
yeah.
just beautiful, and it's happening all the time, just like life. So kudos to you and your team and the Students Run Philly
Thank you.
style organization. Again, it's a nonprofit that everyone can support. Can you give us your website one more time before?
Our website is studentsrunphilly.org.
Awesome. So we'll get that up there too. And it's just been incredible to have you on Sneaker Impact News, Samantha. So thank you for your time. Say hi to everyone there. And thanks again for joining us. Bye.
Everyone tries their best to fit in. For the longest time, I was holding it against myself that I got arrested. I never wanted anything to be on my record, so it was like, if I got a chance to make it right, I'm gonna do it.
Good job. I'm gonna go into high knees for 10 seconds. We're doing 3 miles today. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna go to the right. If you have a lot of time on your hands and you don't have that proper guidance, you could be bound to make a mistake. And a lot of our students from the Mile Up program have made mistakes. Students Run Philly Style is a free running program in which we service the youth in Philadelphia. The Mile Up program specifically is a diversion program. It's a partnership with the district attorney's office in which all of the students that get referred, instead of them going through the criminal system, they go through our running program. Our running program has certain milestones that students must meet. The first race is typically a 5K race. Once they complete that race, they will get their fees and restitutions paid. The second race is the 10-mile qualifier. They'll get their charges dropped. And then the third milestone, for this season, all of our students are going to run the Philadelphia Half Marathon. After they complete that race, they're going to get their record expunged within 6 months after the program.
This is my first race. I'm like excited and nervous at the same time, but I'm mostly excited.
My first time seeing something like this, but I feel calm, I feel ready to race.
During the time when you run, it's like sometimes you just want to give up. You stop running for a second. One of my coaches, they'll be right next to me. They be like, come on, you got it. Just come on, we got a little bit left. They always cheer me on, help me out. It's a lot of stuff I didn't know I could do. I didn't know I could finish 10 miles, 13 miles, being around a team that encourages you a lot. Cause I used to have social anxiety, but now I really don't. I learned from them, and so now I teach the ones in the program. Like, I make sure I do that.
We're here to help them and show them that just because you've made one mistake, that your life is not over. All we need for you to do is to come willing and ready to participate, and you will be able to get through this journey.
It was good. I'm feeling good. I'm actually pretty surprised. And we took a little walk race and worked me through it, but I feel good. I like it. Who are we?
Students!
What do we do?
Run!
How do we do it?
Philly style!
A peer mentor is someone who went through the program and like had the opportunity to come back and work for the team. Just be there for the students, make sure they do what they gotta do. They kind of look up to me. It's my job to set a good example.
If more young people are getting second chances in their life, it's going to benefit our future by them coming back to become leaders, to provide insight onto their stories, and to just becoming successful citizens in America. We have a very high completion rate, closer to 95% of students completing the program. And once they complete the program, they stay out of the system. The youth getting a second chance is a beautiful thing, and I would love to see more diversion programs in the city of Philadelphia and throughout the United States.
I feel like having charges on my record was my burden. They helped me gain teamwork. It helps with my motivation, my physical strength. They gave me a job, and once the whole thing was finished, I felt like all that was lifted. A lot of people may be lost, and this may be what they need to like find themselves a little more.